So, dear students, today we will know what are exothermic and endothermic reactions. Exothermic reactions are those which takes place with the liberation of heat. So, during these reactions, heat will be liberated. Endothermic reactions are those which takes place with the absorption of heat. Exo means liberation of heat, endo means absorption of heat. So, first we will know what is an exothermic reaction. Exothermic reaction. These reactions are very important from your examination point of view. Exothermic reactions. Write down chemical reactions which take place with the liberation of heat, or evolution of heat. Chemical reactions which take place with the liberation of heat or evolution of heat are called exothermic reactions. Exothermic reactions. So, example, CS, carbon solid, when reacts with oxygen gas, C solid, oxygen G, giving CO2G, carbon dioxide G, delta H equals minus 393.5 kilojoules. So, what is the meaning of this one? When 1 mole of carbon solid reacts with 1 mole of gaseous oxygen to give 1 mole of gaseous carbon dioxide, 393.5 kilojoules of heat is liberated. So, it is an exothermic reaction. So, write down, when 1 mole of carbon solid reacts with 1 mole of oxygen gas, gaseous oxygen, to give 1 mole of carbon dioxide G, 393.5 kilojoules of heat is liberated. So, it is an example for exothermic reaction. During this reaction, what happens? 393.5 kilojoules of heat is liberated. Why heat is liberated? Here, these are reactants. Carbon and oxygen are called reactants. Carbon dioxide is called the products. When high energy reactants are converted into low energy products, the difference of energy is liberated in the form of heat. So, here HR is greater than HP. What is HR? Heat content of reactants is greater than heat content of products. So, you can also call it as energy. HR is greater than HP. So, then what is delta HR? Delta HR, we have defined this one. In case of gaseous reaction, the change in enthalpy is equal to HP minus HR. HP minus HR. Heat content of products minus heat content of reactants is equal to enthalpy of reaction R. So, since HR is greater than HP, Delta H equals what? Delta H equals negative. If delta H is negative, it is an exothermic reaction. Exothermic reaction. So this is about exothermic reaction, a chemical reaction which takes place with the liberation or evolution of heat are called exothermic reactions. Example, C plus O2 gives CO2, delta H equals 393.5 kilojoules. If delta H is negative, it is an exothermic reaction. If delta H is positive, it is an endothermic reaction. So how to read this reaction? When 1 mole of solid carbon reacts with 1 mole of gaseous oxygen to give 1 mole of gaseous carbon dioxide, 393.5 kilojoules of heat is liberated. It is an exothermic reaction. So in exothermic reaction, HR is greater than HP. Heat content of reactants is always greater than heat content of products. Therefore, the difference of energy is liberated in the form of heat. But we know change in enthalpy of reaction delta HR is equal to HP minus HR. Therefore, since HR is greater than HP, delta H is negative. Therefore, it is an example for exothermic reaction. Similarly, we will know what is an endothermic reaction. Endothermic reaction. So, endothermic reactions are opposite to exothermic reactions. What are endothermic reactions? Reactions which takes place with the absorption of heat are called endothermic reactions. Chemical reactions which take place with the absorption of heat, which takes place with the absorption of heat. Here exothermic reaction takes place with the liberation of heat. Chemical reactions which takes place with the absorption of heat are called endothermic reactions. Endothermic reactions. Example, N2G nitrogen gas plus O2G oxygen gas when gaseous nitrogen reacts with gaseous oxygen to give gaseous nitric oxide NOG. Delta H equals plus 180 kilojoules. So how to read this one? When 1 mole of gaseous nitrogen reacts with 1 mole of gaseous oxygen to give 2 moles of gaseous nitric oxide, 180 kilojoules of heat is absorbed. So for this reaction to take place, we have to supply heat. Is it not? So why heat is absorbed? Here energy of reactants is less than energy of products. Energy of reactants is less than energy of products. Where lower energy reactants are converted into higher energy products, some amount of energy is absorbed in the form of heat. Therefore, such reactions which takes place with the absorption of heat are called endothermic reactions. So, write down here. So, how to read this equation? When 1 mole of gaseous nitrogen reacts with 1 mole of oxygen, gaseous oxygen, to give 2 moles of nitric oxide, gaseous nitric oxide, comma, 180 kilojoules of heat is absorbed. So here HR is less than HP. In exothermic reaction, HR is greater than HP. In endothermic reaction, HR is less than HP. What is HR? HR equals enthalpy of reactants. HP equals enthalpy of products. But what is HR? Delta HR equals HP minus HR. Since HP is greater than HR, delta HR is positive. It is an endothermic reaction. So this is the differences between exothermic reactions and endothermic reactions. Reaction which takes place with the liberation of heat are called exothermic reactions. Reactions which takes place with the absorption of heat are called endothermic reaction. So here HR is greater than HP. Here HR is less than HP. That means enthalpy of reactants is greater than enthalpy of products. Here enthalpy of reactants is less than enthalpy of products. So delta HR equals HP minus HR. So in exothermic reaction, delta H is negative. In endothermic reaction, delta H is positive. So if delta H is negative, you have to know that it is an exothermic reaction. If it is positive, you have to know that it is an endothermic reaction. So now write a note. For an exothermic reaction, delta H equals negative. For an endothermic reaction, delta H equals positive. So if delta H is negative, it is exothermic reaction. That means the reaction takes place with the liberation of heat. If delta H is positive, it is an endothermic reaction which takes place with the absorption of heat. So these two definition of exothermic and endothermic reactions are very important. They will be asked in the examinations. So now we will know the determination of delta U and delta H. What is delta U? Change in internal energy. Delta H is change in enthalpy. Let me write down determination of delta U. What is delta U? Internal energy change using bomb, B-O-M-B, bomb calorimeter. Determination of delta U, that is internal energy change using bomb calorimeter. Here delta U is equal to QV, change in internal energy is equal to the amount of heat absorbed at constant volume. At constant volume, the amount, all the heat absorbed is utilized to increase its internal energy. The change in internal energy is equal to QU. So if Q is negative, internal energy decreases. If Q is positive, internal energy increases. So write down a small figure. So this is a bomb calorimeter, which is a steel vessel. And it is placed in a water bath. It is placed in a water bath. So here there is a tube to supply pure oxygen, and here is the circuit, electrical connection, and here is the sample. And here this is the water bath. This one is water bath, and this one is bomb calorimeter. And here we have to pass oxygen. This is electrical circuit. So here it is a thermometer. Here is a thermometer. And here is a stirrer. So this is the schematic representation of bomb calorimeter. So this is a steel vessel which is called bomb calorimeter. So this bomb calorimeter is surrounded by the water bath. So the temperature of this water can be measured using this thermometer. So T1 equals temperature of water before combustion. T2 equals temperature of water after combustion. Delta T equals T2 minus T1. It is rise in temperature. Delta T equals T2 minus T1. So What actually the procedure? Here this is the substance. It is a combustible substance. A known mass of combustible substance, for example alcohol. So if 10 ml of alcohol is taken here and it is burnt using oxygen. So by supplying electric current we can increase the temperature. So when the temperature is increased, this compound undergo combustion completely using this oxygen and the amount of heat is liberated. So that heat liberated will be transferred to the water bath which is surrounded by heat. Thereby the temperature of water increases. The temperature increases. Note down the temperature of water bath before combustion and after combustion you will get a rise in temperature. Was it not? So what is the first thing? The change in internal energy delta U can be measured using bomb calorimeter. This is the first point. A known mass of a combustible substance of known mass is taken in the bomb calorimeter and it is ignited or burnt in excess of oxygen. The liberated heat is transferred to the water which is surrounded by the calorimeter. Then note down the rise in temperature of water using thermometer. Then the amount of heat liberated at constant volume, since the volume is kept constant, the amount of heat liberated at constant volume is nothing but the change in internal energy and it can be calculated using the given formula. So write down first. The change in internal energy, delta U can be measured. The change in internal energy delta U can be measured using bomb calorimeter. So this point is very important. So enthalpy change delta U can be measured using which instrument? We can determine or measure the internal energy change using bomb calorimeter. First up. Next point. A combustible substance. So this is the combustible substance. A combustible substance of known mass. Its mass. So the mass of the substance should be weighed before introducing into the bomb calorimeter. A combustible substance of known mass is burned in pure oxygen, taken in a bomb calorimeter. A combustible substance of known mass M is burnt in pure oxygen taken in a bomb calorimeter. Full stop. Calorimeter, surrounded by water bath. Full stop. The liberated heat when you burn this substance, heat will be liberated. That heat will be transferred to water which is surrounded by it. The liberated heat is transferred to the water. Transferred to the water. First stop. The rise in temperature delta T of water bath is measured using thermometer. Full stop. The rise in temperature of water bath is measured using thermometer. Full stop. The heat liberated at constant volume. The heat liberated at constant volume, QV, you mention it as QV, is converted into delta U using the equation. The heat liberated at constant volume QV is converted into delta U using the equation. Write down. QV is equal to delta U, that is equal to MS into delta T. QV is equal to delta U, that is the amount of heat liberated at constant volume is nothing but the change in internal energy, that is equals M into S into delta T. So what is M here? Here M equals mass of the substance. S equals specific heat of the calorimeter. And delta T equals T2 minus T1. Delta T is equal to T2 minus T1, that is equal to rise in temperature of water. So, if M is the mass of the combustible substance taken and S is the specific heat of the bomb calorimeter, and delta T is equal to T2 minus T1. What is T2? Temperature of water after combustion, and T1 is the temperature of water before combustion. If you measure T2 and T1, if you subtract T2 minus T1, you will get delta T. So substituting these in this equation, you will get delta U. So it is in joules. So this is how we can calculate enthalpy change of a reaction. Internal energy change of a reaction. So next we will determine determination of enthalpy change. It is denoted as delta H. Determination of enthalpy change using cup calorimeter. Cup calorimeter. So internal energy change is determined using Bohm calorimeter. Enthalpy change delta H is determined using cup calorimeter. So what is here? Delta H is equal to QP. Enthalpy change is equal to the amount of heat liberated or absorbed at constant pressure. Constant pressure. So how to determine enthalpy change using cup calorimeter? So this is the cup calorimeter. So it is nothing but a cup like apparatus. This is cup calorimeter. So it contains water. So here is a thermometer. It is very simple. It is a thermometer and it is a stirrer. So this is cup calorimeter and this one is stirrer and this one is thermometer and this one is water. This one is water. So this is cup calorimeter. Enthalpy change is measured using a cup calorimeter which is kept open in an atmosphere or air. So here this is water. A known amount of substance, say for example this is a substance, a known amount of substance is added into water. So substance reacts with water with the liberation of heat or absorption of heat. So measure the temperature of water before the reaction, that is T1. Measure the temperature of water after the reaction, that is T2. Then delta T, that is rise in temperature or decrease in temperature, delta T. So what is T1? T1 equals temperature of water before the reaction. T2 equals temperature of water after the reaction. Then delta T is equal to T2 minus T1, that is equals rise in temperature. So this instrument is called cup calorimeter. Enthalpy change of a reaction is measured using cup calorimeter which is kept open in air, because above this cup, since it is an open container, the pressure remains constant. The atmospheric pressure remains constant. Now a known amount of a substance of known mass m is added into water taken in a cup calorimeter which is kept open in air. The substance reacts with water with the liberation of heat. The amount of liberation of heat. Then note down the rise in temperature of water, delta T. Delta T is T2 minus T1. Then delta H can be determined, can be calculated using the formula as I will give you. So write down enthalpy change delta H can be measured using cup calorimeter, kept open in air, that means at constant pressure. Next, a substance of known mass m gram, suppose a substance of known mass m gram is added into water, taken in a cup calorimeter. First stop. The substance reacts with water with the liberation of heat. Full stop. The rising temperature of water delta T is measured using thermometer. Then the enthalpy change is calculated using the equation. Enthalpy change is calculated using the equation. QP is equal to delta H, that is equals mc into delta T. QP, it is the amount of heat liberated at constant pressure, is nothing but the enthalpy change produced delta H is equal to m into C into delta T, where m equals mass of the substance added, C equals specific heat of the reaction. Delta T is equal to T2 minus T1, that is equal to rise in temperature of water. What is T2 equals? Temperature of water after reaction. T1 equals temperature of water before reaction. So this is how we can calculate internal energy change using bomb calorimeter, enthalpy change using cup calorimeter. In bomb calorimeter, volume is kept constant, therefore delta U is equal to QV. In cup calorimeter, it is volume is not kept constant, pressure is kept constant, that is atmospheric pressure is constant, therefore delta H is equal to QP. So for both the equations, here delta U is equal to m s delta T, delta H is equal to mc delta T, where m is the mass of the substance which undergo combustion in case of internal energy change and reaction in case of enthalpy change. So this is how you can calculate delta U and delta H using bomb calorimeter and cup calorimeters. So your thermodynamics chapter consists of two parts. So first part is purely for thermodynamics and the second part is thermochemistry. So now I have completed thermodynamics part and next we will switch on to thermochemistry part. So what is thermochemistry? So this is thermochemistry. So in chemistry we will come across chemical reactions. So as I have told you, some reactions takes place with the liberation of heat. They are called exothermic reactions. Some reactions are accompanied with the absorption of heat. They are called endothermic reactions. So in thermochemistry, we will study the heat changes in chemical reactions. What is thermochemistry? It is the branch of chemistry which deals with the heat changes in chemical reactions. The branch of chemistry, write down. The branch of chemistry, which deals with heat changes in chemical reactions. Heat changes in chemical reactions is called thermochemistry. Thermo means heat. The study of heat changes in chemical reactions is known as thermochemistry. So next we will know what is a thermochemical equation. What is a thermochemical equation? This is very important. What is a thermochemical equation? Example, I will give you example. So look at this reaction. CS plus O2G gives CO2G. CO2G. What is delta H equals? Minus 392.5 kilojoules. 393.5 kilojoules. 393.5 kilojoules. So it is a thermochemical equation. Why it is called thermochemical reaction equation? thermochemical equation. It is a balanced chemical equation. Thermochemical equation is a balanced chemical equation which indicates the physical states of the reactants and products. A balanced chemical equation which shows or which indicates the physical states of reactants and products, and also the enthalpy changes, whether heat is liberated, how much heat is liberated or how much heat is absorbed. The chemical equation or a balanced chemical equation which shows enthalpy changes. These are called enthalpy changes, which indicates the amount of heat liberated or absorbed. If delta H is negative, it is an exothermic reaction. If delta H is positive, it is an endothermic reaction. A chemical equation which indicates or which shows the enthalpy changes and also the physical states of reactants and products is called thermochemical equation. So this is a thermochemical equation because it is balanced. Number one, it should be balanced chemical equation, and it shows heat changes, how much of heat is liberated it is showing, and also the physical states of reactants and products. Carbon is solid, oxygen is gas, carbon dioxide is gas. Therefore, it is a balanced chemical equation. So, this is one. Number two, N2G plus O2G gives 2NOG. Delta H equals plus 180 kilojoules. It is also a balanced chemical. It is also a thermochemical equation. Why it is called a thermochemical equation? Because it shows the amount of heat absorbed. So this is an endothermic reaction because delta H is positive. This is an exothermic reaction because delta H is negative. So it shows heat changes. It is a balanced equation, and also it shows the physical states of reactants and products. Therefore, it is a thermochemical equation. So now write down what is a thermochemical equation. Thermochemical equation, write down, it is a balanced chemical equation. It is a balanced chemical equation which shows the enthalpy changes, and also the physical states of reactants and products. Physical states of reactants and products. Thermochemical equation, this is very important. What is a It is a balanced chemical equation which shows the enthalpy changes. These are all the enthalpy changes, and also the physical states of reactants and products. So what is the physical state? Whether it is a gas or liquid or solid, that is the physical state, is called a thermochemical. It is a balanced chemical equation which shows the enthalpy changes and also the physical states of reactants and products. Example, write down CS plus O2G gives CO2G. Delta H equals minus 393.5 kJ. 393.5 kJ. Example 2. It is a balanced chemical equation because it is balanced. It shows the enthalpy changes and it shows the physical states of reactants and products. Number 2, N2G. G indicates nitrogen is in the gaseous form, plus O2G gives 2NOG. So both reactants and products are in the gaseous state. It is a balanced equation because the number of atoms of the elements are equal on either side. Nitrogen 2, oxygen 2, oxygen 2. So it is balanced. And also the heat changes. Which reaction is this one? It is an exothermic reaction. Because delta H is negative, it is an endothermic reaction. Because delta H is positive. So I will give you a problem like here. So write down. Write the thermochemical equation. Thermochemical equation for the combustion of benzene. So write the thermochemical equation for the combustion of benzene. So you have to bear in your mind, when a compound is combusted or burned, combustion means burn, heat will be liberated. Therefore, it is an example for exothermic reaction. So, how to write the thermochemical equation for the combustion of benzene? What is the meaning of combustion? An organic compound reacts with oxygen. Reaction of an organic compound to give with oxygen is known as combustion. During combustion of an organic compound, what are the products formed? Carbon dioxide and water are the products. Therefore, combustion of benzene is written like this. What is the formula of benzene? C6H6 plus O2. Benzene reacts with oxygen is called combustion to give carbon dioxide plus water. So this is the skeleton of the equation. Combustion of benzene, combustion of methane, combustion of ethane means combustion of those substances, reaction of those substances with oxygen to give carbon dioxide and water. Combustion of organic compound, write formula of the compound, oxygen giving carbon dioxide and water. So benzene reacts with oxygen forming carbon dioxide and water. So what is the physical state of benzene? Benzene is in the liquid form, oxygen is in the gaseous form, carbon dioxide is in the gaseous form, water is in the liquid form. So physical state I have mentioned, and I have to balance this equation. So how many carbon atoms are here? C6, you have to write 6 carbon. How many hydrogen atoms are there? 6 hydrogen atoms. Here 2 hydrogen atoms are there, you have to write 3. 3 into 2 becomes 6. So to balance oxygen atoms, you have to count in the right side. How many oxygen atoms is? 6 into 2, 12 plus 3, 15. So here is oxygen molecule. Write down 15 by 2 oxygen molecules. 15 by 2 means 7.5 into 2 becomes 15. 15 by 2 means 7.5 divided by 2 into 2, that is becomes 15. So here there are 15. Now the equation is balanced. Carbon atoms are balanced, hydrogen atoms are balanced, oxygen atoms are balanced. Therefore, it is a balanced chemical equation. And then we have mentioned the physical states of reactants and products. And you have to mention what is delta H. Delta H equals negative because during combustion of any compound, heat will be liberated. So delta H equals, if you do not know the figures, you write down just simply Q kilojoules. But I will give you the value minus 3267 kilojoules. If you do not know, simply write minus Q kilojoules. So this is a thermochemical equation for the combustion of benzene. So this is enough for today, and I will continue tomorrow. Okay.